Shabbos is called Shabbat Chazon, famously because of the Haftarah, Chazon Yeshayahu, one of the most famous Haftarahs. It's read in the Nigun of Eicha. It's already a prelude to the sad days ahead of us, the day culminating in the day of Tisha B'Av itself. One of the psukim in this Haftarah in Yeshayahu, in the first paragraph, says, "Sifu avi minchas shav ketayos teheva yili." Don't bring me your korban mincha anymore, and the ketayos has become disgusting by me. Why does the Navi find it necessary to point out specifically these two forms of avodah, the korban mincha and the ketayos? There are many korbanos that we brought in the Beis Hamikdash, and there are many forms of avodah in the Beis Hamikdash. Why dafka mincha and ketayos are pointed out as no longer being wanted by HaKadosh Baruch Hu? The Shacham explains very beautifully. Korban mincha, we know, has a very interesting halacha. Korban mincha can only be brought either by a person himself, by an individual, or by the entire nation as a korban tzibur. Then it can be brought. But a shutfis cannot be brought. A korban mincha cannot be brought by shutfis. For example, a person wants to bring a korban oil. He doesn't have enough money, so he goes to his friend. Together, they pool their money and they buy an oil. They can bring the korban oil. There's nothing wrong with that. Korban shlamim, not a korban mincha. Korban mincha cannot be brought by shutfis. If you want to bring korban mincha, either an individual or the entire Klal Yisrael as a korban tzibur, as a communal korban, that can be brought. Well, as long as they were bringing the korban mincha every day, that had to be brought as the communal korbanos, as a community, then it was wanted by HaKadosh, it was desired by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When there was a breakdown in the community, when there was a breakdown in the achtos, then it turned out that it wasn't a community korban anymore. It was a korban mincha that was brought by individuals who happened to have been coming together. HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not want that korban mincha. It's not a kosher korban mincha. What about the ketayos? We know that in the ketayos there was one of the ingredients which was called the chelbana. Chelbana had a very terrible smell. When it was put together with the rest of the ingredients, it gave off a very beautiful smell. There was a beautiful ketayos. The Gemara says in Krisas that if you have a tainus, if Chazal of any specific generation, if they decree a tainus, a communal fast day for doing tshuva, there must be Paishei Yisrael. There has to be people who are sinful among that crowd. Then it's good. If not, then it's not good. That's what it says in the Gemara. Because just like the chelbana and the ketayos, you had a bad smelling thing, but it was together with the pleasant smelling spices. It brought out a beautiful ketayos. So too over here also as well. Explains the Meshech Chochmah. You know, the famous Gemara says that when the Rishonim get together, it's bad for them, bad for the entire world. When they're spread apart, it's good for them, it's good for the world. Why is it good for them when they're spread apart? Because each one is found in the company of good people who can bring them back to tshuva. Even if you have several people, sinners, together, but each one sins a different sin, each one can influence the other to come back. But when there's a kinus, when they're all coming together as one, in one specific sin or a few specific sins, then just the opposite, they start strengthening their sinful behavior, and they support each other. That's terrible. So when you have the chelbana among the ketayos, and the ketayos is influencing the chelbana, and it brings out the beautiful smell. When you have the sinners among the tzaddikim on the day of fast, and everybody's doing tshuva together, that's beautiful. But when there's a breakdown, and when the opposite effect is happening, when the sinners are influencing the tzaddikim, and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I don't want this ketayos anymore. This ketayos is no longer giving the pleasant smell that it was supposed to give. Hopefully, we'll very soon be able to mingle and be able to involve ourselves among the tzaddikim of our generation, so that together we can do tshuva, we can come back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so that this week we won't be sitting on the floor on Tisha B'Av. We'll be able to rejoice in the Yemei Sasayin and the Simcha L'Moedim Tovim, that the great day, the great Yom Tov of Tisha B'Av will bring, may be b'meher v'yameinu. Please don't forget to subscribe. You'll get the video every week by subscribing. Put a like. Thank you very much. Good Shabbos.